Good morning, one and all. On behalf of Kaveri College of Arts, Science and Commerce, I welcome you all to the second day of 2 days workshop on ReactJS. So in yesterday's session, Kunal sir has already discussed about basic ReactJS, JSX, right? Today he would be discussing about how to install Bootstrap and components and other things about ReactJS. So without wasting much time, I request Kunal sir to start today's session so that participants will get more knowledge and more hands-on experience in today's session. Over to you, Kunal sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. So let's start with the revision. Yesterday we started with installation of React. Okay, first we installed by using command npm -g install create React app. So this installation is very much necessary if you want to, if you don't want to create the project by yourself, or if you want, the project creation and the files node module structure creation will be automatic. Okay, so then you need to first install the create React app. So once you install the create React app, the command create React app command will be available to you. Okay, and now to create the project, you need to use this command create React app and pass the project name. Yesterday we passed contact manager. Right. So after that, guys, please mute yourself. Yeah. So once we execute the command create React app and the project name, it downloads the dependency, it downloads the library, it downloads a basic app.js src folder and all the default directories and files. So once the installation gets completed, you get you get the main folder contact manager, and inside it you get three subfolder. Node modules, one is the public folder and another one is src folder. And then we started with writing code in React.js. First we saw app.js, which was the default component. So there is a default component in React application. The default component name is app component. So app.js is the default component in which we start.
Kunal sir, participants are asking for screen sharing.
No, I'm not sharing anything. I'm just explaining about yesterday's session.
Okay.
Okay. So then we discussed about how to create the components. Okay, we created one directory, components directory, and inside it we created two components. One is contact and another one is header component. Okay, and then we saw how we can use the created component inside the app component. Right. So any question up till now? Whatever we covered yesterday, do you have any question or do you have any errors open? Okay, let me see how many of you have completed the yesterday's thing. Okay, please raise your hands if you are completed and if you are with me. Okay, good.
Sir,
Yes, Abhishek.
I have gotten some error, but I have fixed it by myself. But is it correct in that way? I have to just want to make sure that it is correct or not. So can you just check it once? I will share the screen and just look at my error first.
Yeah, please.
I'll request ma'am to make me co-host.
Okay, ma'am, can you please do it?
Is it Abhishek you are talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, just a minute. Yes, Abhishek, I have made you a co-host.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. See, I will show you this one. Just a second. This one error I got. When I coded it in this way.
What is your class component? So you have written function component as well as class, function and class. Why you have written both?
But sir, when yesterday when I saw that that function that function clause is there now, that was being closed by some star and hash from your side. I have saw that and I tried to do that, but it's not working on that also. So I tried this one.
Okay.
Then afterwards, my new when I started this one, it was I started this one. Yeah, I have removed that function clause only and added class clause. I kept it and in this such way, and I've got this output. Is it correct or not? Just let
Yeah,
me know.
it's correct. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now let me share my screen. Okay, so if you see the app.js, we commented out this code function app. Okay, so as this code is already commented, you can even remove it. There should be, at least one component here, one component definition. So either it could be, class base or function base. Okay, so you cannot write both. You should not write both. Either write class base or function base. Okay, because here if you see, like if you write function base as well as class base, app will be repeated 2 times. Okay, so this should not be the case. So even you can delete this one. Just keep the class app extend component, and from here we called header component and contact component. Okay, and we have contact.js and header.js here. Okay, so this is what we completed yesterday. This was our last slide. Okay, now let's see how we can make this application more dynamic in nature. Okay, so there is a concept called as props. Props is nothing but properties. Okay, even you can relate this thing to attribute in HTML. Okay, so you can relate this thing properties like attribute to HTML. So for example, we use attribute in our HTML tag. Okay, how we use attribute? Let me type another example. We use here like input type equal to maybe text, name equal to maybe username. Okay, value, or even you write the placeholder, right? Placeholder equal to enter the username. Okay, so here if you see like input type equal to text, name equal to username, input is the tag. Input is called as tag, and type, name, let me make it bold, type, name, and placeholder. So these are nothing but attributes of input tag. Okay, so those attributes you can consider it as a properties in React. So even we can pass the attributes, or even we can pass the property to this tag in ReactJS in our custom component. Okay, how we can pass? So let's go to the code. So in app.js, let's suppose I want to pass something to this header, like branding equal to contact manager, some brand name. So to the header, I am passing some variable here, branding, as that property, and I'm passing its value. Its value as contact manager. Okay. Now, if you go to now header.js, here you hard coded the things like my contact manager. Okay, even later suppose you are doing some other stuff, and instead of contact manager you want to display some other message like my Facebook application or my Instagram. Okay, so some other branding name. Okay, so you don't want to put this hard coded thing here as a message. So instead you want to pass it the branding name from outside this component. So you're passing it from the app component. See here, header, branding, contact manager. Okay, now how will you display this inside the header? Any guess?
Expression.
Okay, let's try the expression. Fine. Okay, so what is the variable name? Branding. Right, this is what you want to say, right? Okay, now but just understand, like branding, do we have branding here? How this function will understand the branding?
We have to declare the variable first.
Do you need to declare the variable? Okay, correct. Now inside the React, there is a predefined object. That object is called as props. Okay, so you have to declare this object inside your function. Like here in function definition, you have to declare this object props, and then you can use props dot your variable name. Okay, so whatever attributes you're passing here, that will get passed from the object. Okay, that you can use it. Okay, so this you can use it.
सर
Yes.
एक मिनट header.js वगैरह मिलता.
Just give me a minute. Let me first explain. Then you can do it. Okay. So now what you pass here, header equal header. This is the tag. Okay, header tag, and we are passing the attribute. So one attribute is branding, and to this attribute we are passing the attribute value. Okay, contact manager. Now in header.js, how will you access the branding? By using props.branding. Okay, so whatever attributes or whatever properties you are passing from header, let's suppose I passed one more property like key1. If I pass this property key1, okay, which will have maybe some value. Okay, so this property will get, it will get sent to this header in the form of array. Okay, in the form of array, and you can access that array by using props variable. Okay, so the variable, it should be props. Okay, and then how you'll access the individual property? Props dot branding. If you want to use another property, write the expression props dot, what is another property name? Key1. Okay, because what you passed from here, key1. Okay, now let's see the output first. Let's go to parsing error unterminated JSX. Okay, see, branding is not defined. We have to go here. See, ultimately, when you write something, you always should go to the command line to see if you have any errors or not. Okay, now can anyone tell me what is the error? See, this is the closing tag. We have to close this very, syntactically we have to close this tag. And now if you see, there is no error now. Now if you jump to the browser, localhost 3000. Okay, so here you got the output, my contact manager. Okay, and what this value? There is a spelling mistake.
Value of
yeah, value of key.
1.
Value of key, value 1. Okay, so you'll see the output here, value 1. Okay, so now as much as as many as attributes you can pass it from here. There is no limit. So currently we have passed 2 attributes, but even you can pass more than 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you want. All those attributes, it will get passed to the header in the form of object, basically array object. Okay, and you can access all those properties by using your props and your attribute name or property name. Okay, so now let's remove this. Okay, now here you'll see my contact manager. There is no difference in the output. Okay, but tomorrow, let's suppose you don't want to print this my contact manager. You want to print something else like my Facebook app. Okay, so you'll get the output here, my Facebook app. You need not to go to the components and change the component code. What you'll do, you'll just go to the app component and you'll pass the data dynamically. Got it? This is the use of properties. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now first, pass some property. Let's say branding to the header component. Pass the property branding. Okay. I'll change this to again contact manager. Okay. And then go to the header. Okay. I'll remove this my also. I'll just print the branding name over here.
सर
Yes.
आपण ते ऍट्रिब्यूट app.js मधनं पाठवलं का?
Yeah. From
पण मग
app.js we are passing the attribute.
पण मग आपल्याला ते दुसरं ऍप इन्क्लूड करायचं असेल तर ते पण करता येतं का?
Sorry, can you come again? क्या question है?
Can we include another app?
Another app. Another app in the sense another app.js.
No, like contact another app.
नाही समजलं मला, परत विचार.
म्हणजे हे जे हेडर आपण कॉन्टॅक्टला पाठवतोय तसंच तसं.
No. See, header we are not passing to the contact. Header and contact both are different component, right?
Okay.
Header is different component and contact is different component. So to the header we are just passing the branding name.
Okay.
जे आपल्याला वरती इथं प्रिंट करायचंय हेडर मध्ये.
ओके, मग कॉन्टॅक्टला पण आपण प्रॉपर्टी पाठवू शकतो ना?
Yeah, you can pass, like for the contact you can pass. We'll see how we can pass the dynamic attributes to the contact. आता कसं आहे, for now if you go to the contacts, this is hard coded contact, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll remove this and we'll add dynamic contact.
Okay.
Okay, so first let's try to complete this. I hope it's completed header. Okay, now let's add something, some property to contact also. Mute yourself, you are not speaking.
Yes, sir, muted.
Devani, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so please mute yourself. Okay, now like header, we can pass even contact. We can pass the dynamic property to other attribute also, like contact. Okay, so let's see how we can pass that one. See here in the example, to the contact, now I'll pass name, email ID and phone number. So just pass name, email ID and phone number from app.js. Write this code.
Sir,
Yes.
whatever coding is there, we will do in app.js only, na?
No, we can do the code in whatever in component also, right? In component, will display the the output, but the data which is needed to this component will pass that data from app.
Okay.
Okay, so then this application will be more dynamic, because for now we just put it the hard coded thing here, right? So we'll remove this hard coded value and we'll pass those value from app.js.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope you have done this. ये हो गया?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now how will you pass now this property, name, email address and phone number, how will you pass to the contact? Because contact is not a function, contact is a class. Okay, so there is a difference between function and class, right? So in function we have used property directly because it's easy to pass something to the function, but how will you pass to the contact? Basically to the class. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, now here you can use this object. Okay, can anyone tell me what this means?
Current instance.
This current instance. Okay, good. Okay, so this is nothing but the current instance object. Okay, so like for example, currently we invoke this component, right? So when you invoke this component, what React does, React creates the object of component contact. React क्या करता है? It creates the object of component and it pass these properties to that object. Okay, so how will you access those objects? You have to write this dot props, this dot props dot name. Okay, then for email, you will access the property by using this dot props dot your property name email. Okay, to the phone number, you will access the property by using this dot props dot phone. Okay, now let's see the output.
Sir,
Wait a minute. Okay, parsing error, unterminated regular expression. Okay, in contact.js we have unterminated because there is one missed, the curly bracket is missed. Okay, now we don't have any error and you can see the same output here. Okay, so this is the name, email ID and phone number. Fine. Yes. Bolo.
sir, means we write component, then React creates the component object and pass to component, right?
Right. At runtime, when we call the component, internally React create the object of this component because this is the class, right? So it create the object of this class, and in that object you will have access to the attributes by using this.
ओके आणि ते आपण componentला पास करतो.
Yes.
Sir, may I request to you, please repeat. I just late join. That's why I just missed that part. Just repeat this thing.
Okay. So do you want me to repeat header or
Yeah.
contact?
In header and content.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. See what we did. Yesterday we have just written the component tag, right? Header. Only this much. Okay. Now here we added few properties like branding equal to some value. So we are passing some property to the header tag. Okay. So when we pass something to the header tag, how you will access this branding over in the header, you have to use props. Okay, so in the header parameter, we have declared the props. And if you want to access the properties, so you have to write props dot your property name, props dot branding.
We have to create that branding property in the first.
Yeah, not create, you have to pass it from here.
Okay.
Okay, if you pass B1 from here, you have to change this to B1.
Or we have to write all the things in the components. No?
Yeah, you have to write all the things in the component. Only the difference is earlier we have written the hard-coded value here, right? Now instead of hard-coded, we are passing that value from the main component. Okay, and in same way, this is about function-based component, right? So in same way, we can pass the properties even to the class-based component. Only the difference is for function-based component, React doesn't create any object, but for class-based component, React creates the object internally. React creates one object of contact because this contact is the class. So it create object of contact, and then it assign all three properties, name, email address, and phone number, to this object, so that you can access the object property by using this dot props dot your property name.
Sir, is a contact class is a component, right?
It's a component. It is extended by component.
Okay, yes.
It's just our user-defined class. No?
Yeah, it's a user-defined class. We have defined it. You can give any name to the class. Only this class is using few properties like inheritance of contact component. Okay. Now, see one magic. Now I have the component contact. Okay. Now from app.js, I can write as many as component I want. I can call it, multiple times. Okay. So let's suppose here I written another contact. Okay. Then here I've written here, I'll write another contact. Okay. If I save this, you'll see 4 contacts here.
Sir,
You understood this first? Tell me.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Means this is a array of objects.
Yeah.
Huh.
So what React does, React create individual objects. It doesn't create the array, but it create individual objects. And if you are calling the contact, it just, call this contact component and it displays the data.
Okay. In the form of key value.
Yeah, just it is, yeah, because we have used here key value. We pass the property. You cannot say key value because React understand it as a property, not a key value, properties. And of course, properties are nothing but key value, but the term is properties or props. You can use the term props.
Sir, how can we accept form inputs and pass to the components?
See, that is another topic form, which we cannot cover it, but of course you can design the form. Okay, write one component, and in that component write all the form tag, like form, then input and whatever. Okay, and then you have to write the event handling, and in event handling you can easily access the form. That is very easy.
Sir, instead of this, can we use the for loop or the drop down box
No,
to choose
no,
this?
no, 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 no. You should not use, because see, ultimately, to the for loop you have to pass something, right? How will you pass? Okay, even you cannot use for loop, but what you can do, okay, later I'll explain that one. Okay, if you want to do that, whatever you are asking, if you want to do it, then you have to create the array.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to create the array of contact and pass that array. Okay, so this is also something we can do it, but we have the time limit. But at the end I'll tell you how you can do that one. Even if you see, like, I have that logic, not in the PPT here, but I have that logic. I'll show you that logic later. Let's finish the basic thing first, and then we'll see the further things. Is this done?
Sir, means like contact, we use form tag and pass the contents of form, right?
Yes, you can pass the content.
Sir, can we display the header.js file, sir? 1 minute. Okay, thank you, sir.
Contact.js code I am sharing in the chat. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now even we can write the better code. This will be the more appropriate code. Okay, now let's try to modify this contact.js. Here what you'll do, you'll create the variable const variable name, email, and phone number, and just assign this dot props. And now here, instead of this dot props, every time here we are repeating this dot props, this dot props, this dot props. Now simply you can write your name, email ID, and phone number. Okay, so now this looks even more better, more richer code. Now we are retrieving the properties into name, email, and phone, and now we are displaying name, email, and phone directly. See, there is no change in the output. Output is same. Only the difference is here we have retrieved the properties and we are displaying directly, these variables directly in the expression. Okay. Now, doesn't it look easy, guys?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in technology, specifically in programming languages, we have one requirement can be done in multiple ways. So first you need to understand the multiple ways, and then you can select best of them. Another thing is always write the code or always write the clean code in the sense you are into academics and you are students, so sometime when how you write the code, you write render here and then const, then sometime return here and then div here. So like this you write the code. So this doesn't look good in the industry. If you go to the industry, you should write, you should make an habit of writing the clean code. So that is what I have written it here. Okay, so try to follow the same standard.
Sir, means from this dot props we get all the values.
Correct. Because all the values get stored in properties, right? Okay, now let's move. To cover how we can pass the data to the components. You've done the breakfast, guys?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Actually,
now
you are
every-
just very this informative and knowledgeable session. No need to take the breakfast, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone like fast foods. I know nowadays. Even if on the weekdays, weekends, when we get the time, we try to we try to go outside and eat the fast food. So if you compare the real world terminologies with the programming languages or with the IT industry, then you'll get to know that the things are similar. Like you consider this bread as HTML, and then you add some stuff, some toppings into it. You decorate it basically. So that means it comes in the form of HTML plus CSS. So HTML will give you the control, will give you the outer layer. Okay, but if you want to make the outer layer more beautiful, more fancy, then you have to use the CSS part along with your HTML. And even if you want to add more dynamicness into HTML CSS into your web page or into your product, then you have to use HTML CSS along with JavaScript. Okay, so all three technology, they are even separate technology, but if you want to make the things very beautiful, fancy, with good look and feel, from user perspective, there is a concept called as UX. Do you know UX?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So UX is user experience. Okay, so you have to think from user experience perspective. You just need not to only think about UI, you have to think about user experience also. So if you try to make the things from user experience point of view, then the things will be more better. Okay, so that is the reason we have to learn multiple technology and try to consume the knowledge of multiple technology into single application. So that's why we are learning HTML. We know HTML, we are learning CSS, then we know CSS, now we learn JavaScript. Now we know the JavaScript, now we are trying to learn the React. Okay, so we have to every time learn the new things which gets available in the market. Okay, now let's see how we can decorate our application by using CSS. It's very simple. CSS is very basic part of ReactJS. So CSS, like we can have internal CSS or external CSS, right? So for internal CSS, you can simply write the CSS tag inside your HTML. Like for example,
This is a inline CSS. No?
This is inline and internal you can consider as same. There is no much difference between inline and internal.
So there is a difference. Yeah.
I
There's
said
a priority for
wait.
inline.
I said there is no much difference. Okay, so there are mainly two part of CSS. One is internal and external. Inline CSS and internal CSS, they are considered in a same in a same line. External CSS is something you are putting the things externally. Inline and internal CSS is something you are putting the things internally, not externally. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so here in the header, even you can put this CSS tag, basic CSS tag. Okay, you can call it as internal or you can call it as inline. For me, it's the same thing because main difference is between internal and external. And you can divide the internal into inline and internal. Okay, see, now if you style the tag, you will get the CSS very easily. Okay, contact dot in header, we have used the style equal to, again, color colon red. Okay, and how you can use external CSS? Likewise here, if you see, I created contact.css here. Now here you can have whatever CSS you want. Number of CSS tag. It could be ID base, class base, that you can put it here in external CSS contact.css file. Okay, and then inside your component, you have to just import the CSS. Import /contact.css. Okay, so when you import the external CSS contact.css, you will get the same kind of look and feel which you have passed from CSS. So we have used here H4, right? So let me see how we can define here H4. Yeah, we have already H4 defined here. Now if you go to, sorry, if you go to the UI, now you can see the CSS class is reflected over here, H4 tag. Okay, so which CSS you use? Color green. Let's suppose instead of green, let's change it to blue. Okay, now we have contact manager header in red color, and all the contact name we are displaying it in blue color by using external CSS, and this by using inline. Got it?
मुझे पण कॅमेरा पण ऑन करायचा बाकीच्यांनी पण टेन्शन
Yes, sir. Got it.
Guys, everyone mute yourself. So what I did, I use here one external CSS file, write some CSS over here, and then just import this CSS class or CSS file into your component. And as per the industry standard, it is better to write separate CSS per component. Like we have two components, right? One is contact and one is header. So you can write two CSS files. And if you want to decorate something in app.js, we already have app.css. So this is also something which you can use it.
Sir,
Huh?
can we use contact.css for header.js also?
You can, but because this is just the file name, right? So you can import it, but it's not the best practice.
Okay.
Sir, can you just show the contact CSS?
Okay. So I use one H4 tag over here. Let me ping that to you.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, we have to just import the contact.js in the app.js, no?
Not in app.j. Sorry. Why you are importing JS? JS nahi, CSS. We are talking about CSS, right?
Yeah. Sorry, CSS.
Yeah. So you have to import the CSS file contact.css into contact.js.
Yeah. Okay. Got it, sir. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have question. Sir, if we want to go one or two directory back, what we need to write in input for that?
Let's see. This dot means current directory. Okay, and dot means parent directory. Okay, so right now I'm into contact.js, Okay, and I want to import contact.css, which is in the same directory, same in the sense current directory. So I have to just write dot slash. Okay, now suppose there is a file which resides in public folder. Let's take an example, index.html for the example, and I want to import this file into contact.js. So what you will do, first you need to go to the src parent directory, and then you need to go to the public, and then you need to import the index.html, right? So you need to go to first parent directory by using dot slash, then you will go to public slash, and then here you will use index.html.
Got it, sir.
Okay.
Sir, one of the participant is getting an error as module not found.
Let me first correct it. Okay, so always remember dot means current and dot means parent. So if you want to go to 2 level up, you have to use dot slash dot and then slash. 2 level up. If you want to go 1 level up, just 1 dot. If you want to stay in the current directory, just use dot slash.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. What is the error?
Module not found.
Which module? Can you share the screen?
Okay, I just Nisha, I'll make her a co-host.
Oh yeah, make her host.
Yeah, Nisha, now you can share your screen.
Don't fear about errors, try to welcome all the errors, because until and unless you have the capability, you should get the capability to resolve the errors. So here, what error is module not found? Try to read the error, can't resolve component contact in your components. Okay, and one more error, line number 8, props is not defined in header.js, right? Okay, so first let's go to header.js. So in header.js, what you have written, this is header.js. So why you written app here? Okay, so right here header first. Okay, header class header, and you are using props. No, you have to change the code. Just wait. In header.js, I am pasting the code in the chat. Just use that code. Okay. Wait a minute. Where is the chat?
So here she is using the class component.
Yeah,
So there has to
so
be this dot props
yeah, either or she should use the function component.
function. Yeah.
Okay, save this file. And then go to contact.js. Okay, contact looks good. Extend component. Okay. Now go to app.js. App.js, you have header branding.
Contact.css.
Contact. Okay. So don't import contact.css here.
It has to be in contact.js.
Move it to contact.js. Copy that line and move it to contact.js. Okay, remove the comment, save it, and go to the CMD. Go down. Okay, now what error? 3 errors and 1 warning. Module not found in React. Index.js. Can't resolve component contact in SRC components. Okay, go to your project structure. Yeah, in SRC you have app.js components. You have JavaScript file, contact one CSS, contact and header. Okay, now go to the code. So in contact, in app.js you have contact dot slash component contact and dot slash components contact. Okay, and go to header.js. Function header.
For export, there is a small h. And here capital H.
No, no. Where do you see the capital H?
In app.js, she is using component as capital H header.
And while exporting, she is small h.
Okay, now go to the contact. So in contact, your file name, your class name is capital, and they're also capital, right? In app.js. Go to app.js. Capital C. Okay, now save this. Save every file, yeah, all the 3 files. Save this one also. Okay, do the control C. Just restart the server. Okay, let it compile. Wait. Okay, successful. Now go to the browser. Okay, you have contact manager. Good. Why there is no phone number? Go to app.js first. No, not here. Okay, go to app.js. Yeah, you have variable name, phone number, right? Yeah, save it just and now go to the UI. Yeah, you got the phone number. Good.
Sir,
Okay, here Chitrali.
sir, can you display header.js for 1 second?
Okay. You want me to open header.js? Yeah, this is header.js.
Sir, function name is in small case, but file name is in capital case. So this is allowed, no?
See, like you have to understand the terminology or the syntax. Okay, so header.js is the file name and this header is the function. This is allowed, but in app.js, I'm using here import header. Okay, so this header, you can use this header as a branding. Okay, HEAD, or even you can, let's suppose I change this to header. And header for function based component. Okay, class based component, you compulsory have to use here the class which we have imported here. Now let me go here. Okay, so there is a warning over here. Since you get the warning, do you see the warning?
Yes.
Yeah, so like header is defined but never used. So why this warning is there? Because line number 4, if you see the app.js line number 4, app.js, we have defined this, we have imported this header, but it says we are not using this header anywhere in program. Why? Because this header, it looks, it tries to find it from the JS perspective, the file perspective.
Okay.
So that's why, it says the warning, but ultimately it works because, function based component ReactJS treat it like, each file will have the same function name, the file name and function name. So React internally treat it as the same.
Okay, means if we have to delete the warning, then file name should be a small header.
If you want to delete the warning, let's, keep everything as a capital first. Okay, let's try. See this capital, this again capital header. Okay, and go to the contact, sorry, app.js. Make this as a capital H, and this one is as a capital H.
Okay.
So you'll not get anything.
Okay.
Okay, means you are using very accurate syntax.
Okay.
Okay, now let's move to the next topic. Okay, CSS with variable definition that we already use it internal, external. Even you can, you can do more simpler thing here, like style equal to, you'll just use the variable name here, header style, and define the header style variable outside the class or outside the function, and give whatever style you want, like color blue, font size 40 pixel. So this variable is your CSS now, and how you can use this variable in style, just type the variable name inside the expression. This is also possible.
Internal CSS.
Yes. Okay, so it's one of the same thing. Either you write it here, color blue and font size, or you write it here, same thing.
Sir, means in header style file that properties are defined.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, external CSS, we already covered this. External CSS. Okay. Okay, for me, this is, very true. Maybe, JavaScript is most difficult language to learn in the industry. And it is very vast. JavaScript is, very vast. Every time, if you learn something today, tomorrow there will be a new concept in JavaScript. Again, you'll learn that. Again, tomorrow there will be a new concept of JavaScript. So there is no really end to the JavaScript. And of course, JavaScript is highly getting used in every web application, not only in dynamic application or dynamic web pages, but in static web pages also the JavaScript is getting very highly used. So if you become expert in JavaScript, you will get more benefit out of it in your career if you know JavaScript very well, because JavaScript, it allow you to integrate all the different web languages. It could be Ajax, it could be jQuery, could be programming web languages like Python, Django, Flask, or AngularJS, or React.js, or even Ruby and Rails. Okay, if you know Ruby and Rails, then you'll also get good knowledge about the web languages or web features. Ruby and Rails is another highly demandable language for UI. Very less industry uses Ruby and Rails, but it is very powerful. Ruby is the core programming, and Ruby and Rails is web programming.
Sir, can you display previous slide for me?
This one? External CSS?
No, no, previous.
This is about internal.
Sir, means in header.js only we define the header style property.
That should be the case, right? In header.js, you have to define header related properties, CSS properties.
Means
Okay.
const header style was defined that
You should define it in header.
header. Okay.
Because this is related to header, right? We are styling for the header.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's jump to the Bootstrap. First, try to understand that Bootstrap doesn't come as a default library in React nor in Angular. Okay, you have to install it explicitly. Okay, how you'll install the Bootstrap? Go to the command line and type npm install Bootstrap. Okay, you have to go to cmd. Just stop the server for now and type npm install Bootstrap. Allow. Okay, now the installation is successful.
Sir,
Yes.
what we have to put in command prompt, cm npm.
npm install Bootstrap. You can see the command here on the screen. There is a command npm install, and whatever package you want to install, you just write that package name. So for now, I want to install the Bootstrap, right? So if you want to install Bootstrap, you have to write Bootstrap.
Sir, one question is there, sir. Sir, what is the shortcut keys for stopping the server, sir, in command line?
Control C. You have to use Control C.
Yes, sir. Okay.
On Windows, you have to use Control C. On Linux, you have to use Control Z.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I am having some error that npm1 node.js, no description, no repository field, readme data, no license field, like this.
What is the error? Can you share?
Yeah, sir, just a minute.
Can you rotate your camera? I really don't see it. Which command you executed? npm install bootstrap. No, where you executed this command? You have to go to your project location. Is Node.js is your project name? What is your project name? It's contact manager, right? No. Go inside contact manager. Yeah. Now open the CMD. Now type the command. Yeah, now successful. Okay, you should be in your project directory if you are installing any modules.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Shubham, done? Good. What about others? Just raise your hands if you are done installation of Bootstrap.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Vishal.
हेलो सर, आप फिर से एक बार बता सकते हैं कि बूटस्ट्रैप इंस्टॉलेशन प्रोसेस डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ तो
Which process you want me to repeat?
बूटस्ट्रैप इंस्टॉलेशन.
It's just the command. You have to go to the CMD. Okay, you should be in your project directory and then type this command: npm install bootstrap. Okay, later if you want to, if you are doing programming in React, Angular, and if you want to connect to the database, you have to install the database library, example MySQL library. So you have to type the command npm install MySQL. So npm install will be same and your module will be different, your library name will be different. So if your requirement is to install MySQL, you have to type MySQL there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's move ahead. Okay, now once you install the Bootstrap, what happened to this? Okay, now again run your server, npm start.
So can we use a CDN directory, Bootstrap CDN directory?
You can use, okay, but again, if you try to use it all the time, it will require the internet connection. If you go for CDN.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so like better to have the installed files in our application.
Once time, then it will use automatically. Okay.
Yeah, see, like when you execute that command, you go to the node modules. In node modules, you will able to see the Bootstrap folder. So this is the Bootstrap folder where you will have all the files, dist, CSS, and JS. Okay, so better to have it locally so that your application will be fast and application will not depend on internet connection for the Bootstrap.
That's called React.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone, you should able to see this Bootstrap in your node modules. Just open and find it. Okay. Now let's import the Bootstrap in app.js. Import the Bootstrap in app.js. You have to go to app.js and import the Bootstrap. I ping the import statement, just copy paste it. Okay, and after it, don't do anything, just observe the screen. Don't do any change in your code. Now, if you see it here, we have the nav bar from Bootstrap, a good nav bar, where on the left hand side we have the application name. Even later, as a homework, you can add the logo here, contact manager logo, and then on the right hand side, your home screen also. Okay, and there here you can add multiple menus also. Okay, for just for the time being, I added two menus. One is the home, two link. One is the home link, and one is the default branding. Instead of home, you can see here maybe login. Okay. Okay, sorry. Here I change it. I need to change in the code. Component header. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. I just want to add the search bar also with that login. So how can I?
Let's first complete this and then you can do the further thing, right?
Sir, will you please display the slide?
See what I did here. I'll go step by step. First, in app.js, you need to import the CSS of Bootstrap. Okay, from node modules, Bootstrap this CSS. This is the path. Okay, and then in header.js, you have to use the Bootstrap Nav Bar. Do you know Bootstrap Nav Bar? Guys, do you know Bootstrap Nav
Yes.
Bar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you go to the Bootstrap site. You can go to the Bootstrap website. Bootstrap 5 Nav Bar example. Okay. And if you want, search box and all those stuff, you can get it from here. Abhishek, right? You asked me the question.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Right. So get the Bootstrap from here. There are a lot of examples. So this one, this one, this one. Anyone you can use it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I use very simple Bootstrap nav bar. On the left hand side, you'll have the whatever logo, some branding name, and on the right hand side you'll have login. Okay, just for how to use the Bootstrap is our main purpose here. Okay, which nav bar and which search box menus, that is not our purpose. Even if you try to display the basic nav bar, that is enough for now. So we're displaying the nav bar here. We are using Bootstrap classes, and in the nav bar we have two links. One is the property binding, which is our branding name, and another one is login. Okay, so this change I did it in header. So this is my header now. Understood, Chaitali?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now in return, I'll give you this code, the code which is inside return. So just use this code in your header.js file. Return, inside return. Okay, do the change carefully. This is the new Bootstrap header.
Sir, can you just 1 minute show the header.js file?
Header.js. Header.js. This is header.js.
Okay.
App.js files. Sure.
This is app.js. import this. Done. Bootstrap initial branding, ये वाला header branding done. You want me to open header.js again? Okay, this is what I pasted here. Header.js I pasted in the chat. Header.js.
Done, sir.
Yeah, now does your UI looks good now with the help of Bootstrap?
Yes, sir.
Okay, later actually routing is not we don't have much time to go through the routing, but even in React.js you can add the routes here. Okay, for for home we have the default route, that is /, it's already there. But if you want to go to login, if you see it here, login, when you click on login, the login form should be open, so that is called as routing. So that routing logic you can write it in app.js. It's very simple, very simple. Just go to the Google and type routing in React.js. You will get the ready-made code. Use that code and that's it. You can add the routing part later. Okay, so like treat this as a homework and do the routing part, and later show it to me, either share whatever pictures or images on my email ID. Okay, if you face any issues, the issues are always welcome. Try to catch me on my email ID. I'll help you out about the issues, but try to complete it, at least the routing part. Okay, next let's see what we have. Shall we go ahead? Everyone just raise your hands if you're done. Let me know if you want me to wait for a few minutes.
No, sir, you can go. Ahead.
Yeah, shall we continue? Okay, fine. Okay, just for the fun part, do you ever face this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is you, not me, of course. Okay, and of course, like I'm also uses Facebook, Insta, or whatever, WhatsApp. Okay, people, as we are people, we have to connect to the social media. Okay, I hope everyone is using Facebook, Insta. I don't know whether is there anyone who doesn't have account in any of the social media like Facebook, Insta. Do you have anyone here?
I have on Insta, but not on Facebook.
Okay.
I am on Facebook, but not on Insta.
Okay. At least you're on any one of the social media. Okay. Thank you, Shubham. Okay. Like we use this social media, but as we are into technology. Okay, we are into technology. Everyone, you did graduation in IT, and now you're doing the post graduation, I suppose. That means we are into technology. Okay, so not just from user perspective, but we need to understand the technology from developer perspective or from implementation perspective. Okay, so at least try to understand how this application got implemented, how this application got developed, which technology they uses for, like Facebook implementation, Facebook UI or Instagram UI, how they are using the technology, which features they have implemented it, how they implemented it. If you try to at least understand them, then your logical skill will get improved. You will stand in the market. Okay, so this slide is mainly I put it for that purpose. Like, don't use just the website, but try to understand how this website got developed and how they are managing such huge number of users, how they have normalized their database, Facebook database, Insta database, and how the authentication is being done, what technology they uses, how they have developed the backend, front ends, all those things. It will help you to get more knowledge related to the technology. One thing I'll tell you: Instagram, Facebook UI mostly 80-90% UI is developed in React. At backend, Instagram uses Django Python backend. More than half of the code they have written in Django Python React. Facebook older code is written in PHP, but now lot of stuff they have moved to the web services using Java and Python. Both they use both Python and Java backend wala code. Okay, earlier code was in PHP, but now they moved the things to more stable programming language, Java and Python. Okay. React backend fully Python. Okay, more than 90% code they have it in Python. Okay, and of course, for application they use both Android and iOS front end application, but application is just the UI part. Okay, in the backend they have Python and Django, Java only. Yes.
Sir, I just want to ask, does any programming language affect the security related to that app? For example, if you use JavaScript, it will secure the site more strongly, or like this. Is that any?
No, no.
Okay.
HTML, JavaScript, CSS won't secure your application. It won't give security to your application. Okay. If you want to give security to your application, you have to use the programming language.
Backend language.
Yeah, JavaScript. Either it could be backend, frontend. Also, you can do the validation and security in frontend also. But you have to use the programming language for the security, or if you want to write the business logic. JavaScript, HTML, CSS, they are not meant for business logic. Business logic in the sense, let's suppose you go to the amazon.com, you selected the product, add to cart, and at the end you're doing the payment. So whatever bill you get it, whatever order get dispatched, you in return you get the PDF or your order ID. That is called as business logic, and then that business logic has to be implemented in programming language. Guys, mute yourself. If you are doing lunch and all the stuffs, do it, but don't unmute yourself. Don't smile. Okay, chalo. Yeah, where we are in programming language. So just think of how these websites got developed by using technology. Okay, by using programming front end, back end. Okay, and try to study more. Now let's add Bootstrap in contact.js first. Okay, I'll use this. I'll use this content first, and then I'll give it to you. In contact.js, we have simple contact, right? We printed name and email ID, phone number. Instead of, let's use the cart, Bootstrap cart. Okay, now we have the cart, and inside the cart we have the contacts. First contact, second contact, third contact, and fourth contact. Okay, so by using Bootstrap, even your resolution gets resize. If you use different browser, it will not affect your UI. UI will be the same for all the browsers. But if you don't use Bootstrap, your UI will get distracted. So try to use Bootstrap as much as possible in your website. Or do you know the new version of these classes that came, not right now, but not in this latest year or last year, but starting from 2015-16 also, these classes, they are available. Material.js, do you know Material.js?
Yes.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Okay. Node.js is the backend. Node.js, you should not use it for a front end. Node.js backend ka code. Material.js is something which we can use it. It's basically the JavaScript along with CSS and Bootstrap, but they developed couple of advanced classes that you can use it in your programming, in your UI. Okay. Those who don't know, they can try to search and learn about Material.js. Those who know, they know very much basic. I understand. I can tell you, you know only the basic. You can learn more things in Material.js. Okay, so this code, let me share this code to you. Contact.js, inside return, you have to, use the code which I am giving to you in the chat. Okay. Copy paste it inside the return. Okay, inside the return. Those who have used different variable name, they should use the same name here also. Like one case we saw it right in app.js. If you are using phone number, in contact.js also you should use phone number. Done. What is the error? Attempted import component header does not contain default export input as header. How come you are getting this error? What you change?
Sir, in first program, I have changed that particular code. So that time showing this type of error. Sir.
I don't know. Can you share the screen?
Okay, sir. Host disable, sir. So give me the permission, sir.
Yeah. Wait a minute, ma'am will give you the permission.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Sudarshan, I have made you the course.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So, sir, app.js, I have imported that line.
Okay.
And header.js. So this is not here.
Yes. Delete this.
Yes.
This is your header.js.
Yes.
Come? Go up. Go up. Where is your class? Where is your function?
Here comment.
Why I commented that?
Yes.
Line number 2 wala slash hai na, te pan card. Remove that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And what I ask you, just copy paste this nav. Jo nav hai na, copy paste it inside return. Don't copy paste it outside your class, outside your function. Cut karo usko. Talla cut karte and paste it here inside return.
It is, sir.
Yes. Okay, component is not defined, props is not defined. Your use here class base, right? So right there, this dot, this dot props dot branding. Yeah, there right this dot props dot branding. Okay, and component के लिए go to the contact.js. Copy line number 1. Go to header.js. paste it. Line number 1, remove that and paste it. Override kar dala.
केलं sir.
Okay. Now let's see what more error you have it. Save it.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Now go to the UI.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any more errors? No. Okay. Okay. And now even you can go to the app.js and put the things inside container. This will be the good choice. You can go to app.js and let's separate it out, the header and the contact. So put this into container. So instead of 4, I'm adding only the 2 contacts. At the end here you should have /d. Okay, I added one more container for the contacts. So now you can see the change in the UI. Okay, so this looks even more, the UI is now at the center and we have 2 contacts. Okay, so do this change. Okay, now let's move to the state. Okay, so state is actually very huge topic. It can't be covered in 10-15 minutes or in 1 hour, but I'll try to cover as much as possible. At least I'll introduce you with the state. Okay, so React component has built-in state object, and the state object is where you will store the property or you will store the property value that belongs to the component. And when the state object gets changed, the component re-render. Re-render means redisplay. Okay, like for example, let's suppose you have the state for the products, Amazon products, and in Amazon products you are seeing the product name, product price, product model number. Okay, and now from the back end, let's suppose product price got changed. Okay, so ultimately whatever new price you have added in the backend, that price will get reflected in the UI. That means that price will get re-render without refreshing the page. Even you can see the updated price. So that means when the object state gets changed, the product gets re-render. Okay, so this is the meaning of the line. So when to use props and when to use state. State is something which can be changed or which can change. Okay, but props is something which should not change. Props is like immutable. Immutable in the sense header. See the header part. So when your application or your website is in running mode, no one will, or no one wants to, change the logo. Logo always will be the same, right? Okay, or 99% logo will be the same. After 1 year, 2 year, let's suppose नया logo उन्होंने Amazon या Facebook ने डाल दिया, तो they can do it, but they don't change it very frequently. So for this implementation, you can use the props. where you see very less change in the properties, or hardly is there any change in the property. But if there is a frequent change in the property, like one example I given, product prices, may get change every day, depending upon today I'll give 5% of discount, tomorrow I'll give 10% of discount, in sale I'll give 20% of discount, and in regular days I'll not give any discount, in weekend I'll give some other discount. So depending upon that, the product prices that gets changed. Okay, so if you have such properties or such things, then instead of profs you can go for states. Okay, state in React. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll show you one example.
Like working as Ajax, using Ajax.
You can treat this as a Ajax, correct? But if you see the implementation is totally different. Ajax implementation is totally based upon the JavaScript, and this React implementation is based upon the state model, based upon the state architecture.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So if you want to implement the state, this is very sample code. This is not related to context. I given I shared the sample code so that you will understand the state in better way. Suppose there is a car, class car. Okay, and it extend the component. So now you should understand, like, this car is a component now. Okay, now inside this car class, we have written the constructor. And if you see inside the constructor, we have some properties, of course, but we have some state also. Now we are defining the state over here. This dot state equal to, and inside the state we are storing the brand. Okay, which car it is? Ford. And what is the color of the car? Red. So in state we have two attributes. One is brand and another one is color. Okay, so this state object is inbuilt object in React. You need not to create that object. Okay, so it's the inbuilt object in React, built-in state object. Okay, and then inside the return we have the div, and inside the div what we are returning, this dot state dot brand. So we are returning the brand name Ford. Okay, and now how will you change the state object? We have to use set state method, this dot set state method. Okay, and now when the value in the state object changes, the component will re-render itself, meaning that output will change according to the new value. How? Let me show you. Okay, now see this example. We have the class car. Okay, and inside the class car we have the state, brand, Ford, color red, and year, whatever year, 1964, or you can just change the year to 2020. Okay, and now we have one event handling function, change color. Okay, and in the change color we are changing the state of the car with the new color. Okay, this dot set state color blue. Earlier color was red. Do you see the color was red earlier, and now we made it to blue. Okay, and now when you click on this change color, you will see the reflected change in your UI automatically. Okay, now just give me a minute. Let me copy this code.
Means, sir, at first time load value is different, and when we some action, the
it will be
value
different.
change.
Yes. Okay. Now I have to create contact component. Contact. Okay. Okay, just for time being, what I'm doing here, I'm creating one more component, new file, Control S, car.js. So we have car.js code here, and then let me use this car.js in app here. Okay, and now let's look at the output. What's wrong? Parsing error, adjacent JXS element must be wrapped. Okay, so this we need to wrap it inside the div. Okay, now car is not defined, you have to import it. Okay, now see, when the component gets displayed, you have the fort with red color from year 2020. Now when you click on the button type equal to button, on click, this dot change color, and in change color we are changing the state. Okay, we are changing the state from red to blue. Okay, and we are displaying the state object here. Dekho, yahan pe we are displaying the state object here. Like this is the car brand with color from here. Okay, so now you see the output here, right? Car Ford with red from year 2020 with, I'll say, color. Okay, with color red from 2020. And now if I click on change color, do you see the effect directly on the UI? So component gets re-render itself with the change attributes. Okay, and now if someone, let's suppose this 2020 is coming from backend, and if someone changed the backend value, automatically the change value will be reflected here. You need not to go here and refresh the page to get the new value. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, everyone. Chaitali, Sonali, Abhishek.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is, I said, like, very simple example, but at least, you know, I want you to get introduced with the state, and then you can utilize this state inside your context. Like in the slide, you'll see it. Like here, see, in the slide we have implemented, we created one more context. I guess someone asked this question, like for loop ka. So this is the example of for loop. So we created one more component, context, and inside context we have defined the array using state. So we have two contexts here, and then by using loop we are displaying the context. Okay, and now after this you need not to display the context from here. You just need to add only single tag, one line only, slash here context, and the display of context will be taken care by this component context, which you know, we have written over here, context. Okay, so as a part of homework you can do this one. This is included in slide. I shared the notes with the ma'am. Maybe, you know, you'll get the notes after this session.
Sir.
Fine, more question now. Let's discuss few things. Yes.
Sir, ते change color ची slide एकदा दाखवाल.
Change color. See, this is the code for change color.
Use it to transform the
We are displaying the state here. Simple. We initialize the state here in constructor, and in change color we are changing the state.
सर सेट स्टेट कुठे आपण डिफाइन केलंय का?
No. I said state is the inbuilt object, right?
Yes.
So it must be a class. Object है मतलब it must be a class, correct?
Class, yes.
And that class has state method.
Okay.
Only the thing is you have to call this set state to modify the state.
Sir,
Huh?
I just want to ask that in Instagram, whenever we scroll and when we like some post and we follow, it automatically shows us whatever we have. Means for example, I have followed the pages like ethical hackers, like that pages I have followed. Then it always shows us only that pages only, that post only. So if I want to add like this type of UI in our website, how can I?
See, like when you follow someone, that is considered as a follower in your list, right? Let's suppose I am on Instagram, you are following me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So my name is in your follower list, correct?
Yes.
Okay, my name is in your list. So dynamically, when the app gets started, app search for such such person which you are following, and accordingly whatever they are doing, whatever their activity has, so they shows that activity in your UI. That's it. They pass those activity. Let's suppose I posted something, so you are following me, so you'll get my post, correct?
Yes.
Right. So every time they search for such activity, and if I post something, there will be a synchronous call that is given to the application, and that application try to get the latest post from my account, and that post you will see it in your account.
No, that's I got it. That I got. But my question is, if I follow you, right? Then sometimes what happens when I will scroll down, I won't see your pages, but some other pages which are open, I will see that pages. If I have to follow ethical hacking, one page, cyber tech, and their post I have not seen or not liked, but still also related to cyber security. Many of the posts, many of the pages I will see means like cybertech hash one. Like
See, that is machine learning. That is called as machine learning. So like from Instagram or Facebook, if you surf something, like if you surf TV, okay. So machine learn from your activity that you went for, you search for the TV, and then by using machine learning, TV or the branding related to TV, they shown to you.
Okay, so that's
so that is machine learning. So they learn from your activity, they store your activity somewhere in their local storage, and when you open maybe same website or another website, the local storage will get redone. Application read the local storage and see what activity you have performed, and based upon that, the similar kind of or same kind of product or similar kind of product they shows to you.
Okay, means in that machine learning is also.
Yeah, so that is machine learning.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Sir, whether it is easy to implement SVM machine learning algorithm by using ReactJS, the ReactJS provided the features.
Machine learning is the concept.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just the concept. So if you want to implement it, you can choose any programming language. Okay.
Yeah.
Any, not even just one, two. You can choose any programming language, but as per the industry recommendation, you should not use UI. You should use backend languages for machine learning. Like why Python is suitable, because Python is very good for backend language. Why Java is suitable, because Java is mostly used for backend purpose. So, even in front end you can do it. Like what you need to write, the user activity. Let's suppose I developed Instagram. I am into Instagram, and I am viewing some post. Okay, so Instagram will obviously know that what exactly you are doing, right? Okay, so Instagram has that ability. The application has that ability. So inside Instagram logic, you need to continuously focus on user activity and store that user activity somewhere. Okay, maybe in the browser. You get the browser storage also. Do you know browser storage?
Yeah.
Local storage, that is called as local storage. Yeah, so in local storage you can keep saving the user activity and read the user activity later and try to bring some stuff from other website related to the same activity.
What about the security then?
It's no there is see,
no issue.
You already see, first thing, you already authenticated user, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is no security. Second, if you want to protect your application from hacker, then you have to use token based mechanism. Okay, do you know token?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you can use token based mechanism. For example, to get more security into your application, you can use CSRF. Have you ever heard CSRF?
Yes.
Yeah, so those security terminology, you can use it to secure your app. Even auth token or JWT token. So whatever security, every application comes with the security. So you have to implement that security.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any more questions? No questions? Everything is clear?
No questions, but sir, actually, on the behalf of all the faculty members, the Kaveri, I already a member of Skillslate, the WhatsApp group. I have frequently joined all the whatever the workshops and FDPs organized by that Skillslate. So I would like to request to you just also organize the FDP or the IoT by using Python. I want that.
Okay. You did you attended my earlier workshop which I have given on Django?
No, sir. I didn't get that link, or it is not possible actually.
Okay. So it was development, like for faculty development only.
Yeah.
Scheduled by Nashik.
Nashik, yes.
Yeah. If I get opportunity from various colleges, then definitely I can do that one.
Surely we can have. Sorry.
Even for IoT.
Yeah, surely we can have, ma'am, a session on IoT with Python. So if Kunal sir is agreeing, after the university exams get over, so in the next sem we can plan this.
Okay, just send me as means skill sets. I have three groups, so we don't know actually which one the using for you. So different colleges.
No, we'll send it out on your mails also.
Okay, no problem. No issue. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, participant, any more question?
Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ameya Agrawal here. Actually, I think ma'am had some questions about Skillslate. Uma ma'am, I will message you on what.
Yeah.
Further, yes, actually there are a couple of Skillslate groups in which different people have joined. All right. So if you are interested in some kind of session, we can also collaborate again with Kaveri as well or sir as well. And as per our understanding.
Yeah, I already done all the screens
no
for the
research
publishing papers. All I already done.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure. Guys, if you have any other questions, please ask, sir.
Yeah, Abhishek has raised his hand. Abhishek.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to know, sir, that want to let you know, sir, that if I feel any errors of face any errors while doing that all stuff which we have studied in these 2 days, if I face any errors, I will mail them. Just reply the mail, okay, sir?
Yes,
Kunal sir has
definitely.
already. Yeah.
Definitely. That's the reason, I shared my email ID to you. Okay, if you face any issue not related to React, okay, but I am always helpful and available to my students. If you face issues related to other technology also, I am very much agree to help you out.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Anyone having any questions, anything to say? Otherwise, we'll proceed with the formal ending of this particular session.
Yeah, so before that, let me speak, and
Sure.
I want to thank you, ma'am, Shilpa ma'am, and the coordinator who have given me the opportunity to to put my knowledge in ReactJS in front of you. I hope participant has understand at least the basic of React, and from here they can start at least doing the things practically, and start implementing something new in ReactJS.
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir,
much,
we will.
sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, Abhishek, go ahead.
No, I was also thanking, sir.
Okay. So I request Shilpa Khalilkar ma'am to propose the formal vote of thanks. And after the vote of thanks, if you have any feedbacks to be given, if you want to speak, you are free to speak, all the participants. Yes, Shilpa ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Chitra. On behalf of Kaveri College of Arts, Science and Commerce, I would like to thank Dr. Ashok Agrawal, Principal Kaveri College, for always supporting us. I would like to thank Dr. Mukta Karmarkar, Vice Principal, Kaveri College, for motivating us. I would like to thank Mr. Ameya Agrawal, Founder, Skillslate Foundation, for being associated with us for this workshop. I would like to thank Mr. Kunal Pagaria, a resource person of hands-on workshop. Sir, really both these days are very fruitful for all of us. I would like to thank all the participants, students, teachers and developers who had made these 2 days a grand success. I would like to thank Mrs. Chitra Aroni, Head Computer Science Department and MSc Computer Science Coordinator for organizing such a useful workshop. I would like to thank Mrs. Pallavi Joshi, Mrs. Rashmi Varjikar, Mr. Nilesh Nemade for their support as and when required. Also, I would like to thank all teaching staff for their support. Thank you all. Thank you. Now, students or participants, those who want to give their feedback, you are welcome.
Yes, anyone want to give their feedback?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Actually, I'm one party from one of the college from the Pimpri-Chinchwad area. I already member of the Skillslate Foundation. I myself already so many the knowledgeable seminar, and also Kaveri teams very every times Kaveri College putting the so knowledgeable workshop. I really thankful to you all the teams. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, Uma ma'am, for your kind word.
Also, share all the links for all the workshops and MTV. If any research publications or conference is there, also share all the links to me. I'm already doing PhD and I'm very interested to publish the papers and the just attending workshop and MTVs. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am, we will do that. Anyone else?
Okay, so ma'am, I will.
Yes,
thank you to Kaveri College, and as well as the sir also. First, I was thinking that this ReactJS, I was thinking it is boring, but actually it was very much awesome experience for me. And this 2 days was very much helpful for me. I was planning to make some like this only, and actually I got this. Thank you for having this workshop. And I also registered it, and actually it was so awesome experience for me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, all the participants, Mr. Ameya Agrawal has already shared a feedback link and certificate registration link on the chat. So please give your feedbacks so that we can improve better. We can give you many such hands-on sessions in future, right? So your feedbacks are valuable to us. So please give your feedbacks.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. First of all, again, I would like to thank Pagaria sir on behalf of both these organizations, Skillslate and Kaveri. And also, I would like to congratulate and thank Kaveri College for this wonderful association as always. We have been committed on doing this, and like many of you have requested, we will come up with more such sessions in the future as well. And we will try to make these sessions more exhaustive, in which we will have it for like 15 hours or 30 hours kind of sessions, so you can get an end-to-end idea and hands-on experience in a complete effective manner. So I hope you guys will be staying with us, but for that we really need your honest feedbacks. We will be sharing the feedback link again with you guys for the today's session. I have shared the feedback link for yesterday's session. We will share the link, that first day link and second day link as well. So please share your very honest feedback. There are multiple choice questions in the feedback, you can answer that, and there are some detailed description questions also. So please describe your experience so we can cater you likewise and improve the efficiency and effectiveness of these programs, right? So after the session, I will request the Kaveri team to share the feedback link again with all the participants, along with the link for certificate registration. The certificates will be sent to you after at least 2 days. So please be patient in the meantime. We know that you guys are all excited about the certificates, but don't worry, after 2 to 3 days, you will receive it in your email, and you can instantly add these certificates to your LinkedIn profile at a single click. So kindly wait for a couple of days. We will share the certificate registration link and the feedback link to you again on the email. You will receive it from the Kaveri College as well, and from Skillslate as well. So in case if any of you have missed doing it by now, you can do it today. Thank you so much all. Thank you so much again, Kaveri College. Thank you so much, Pagaria sir, and thank you so much, participants. See you soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
The recordings will be available instantly, right? Because I think some may have missed the sessions in between. So we can share the recordings with them instantly, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The recording can be shared.
Okay, all right. Great.
And even
Thank
it is
you so
available
much.
on
Over to you, Kaveri College. Thanks a lot. Yes, ma'am. Over to you. You may.
Okay, thank you everyone. You will receive a mail for the details that will be shared from the Kunal sir, as we did for the yesterday's session. And the recording will also be shared, as well as it is available on YouTube too. So thank you everyone. Thank you for attending the 2 days session. Thank you.
Once again, thank you all the participants and especially Kunal sir for sparing his time and enlightening us with ReactJS. Yeah, keep calm. What he said, rightly said, keep calm and react.
Thank you, ma'am. So shall I leave?
Yes, yes.